If you want to make sure you stay in good conversation, you gotta tune in to Coffee and Conversation with Collette. That's me. Thursday mornings from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. on the only station, WHPR TV 33. See you soon. Top of the hour to you. We are back. Thanks for staying connected with Coffee and Conversation with Collette. And I do my courtesy. I don't think I did it at the top of the other hour because I was so excited to get into the conversation with the Son of Man. Thank you so much, sir, for continuing your time with us. I wanted to make sure we got the phone calls in because that was just important. So I want to give a quote. Dick Gregory said, before I go to the line, America is the only country in the world where a man can grow up in a ghetto, go to really bad schools, be forced to ride in the back of the bus, and then get paid $5,000 a week to tell people about it. I just thought that that was really an interesting conversation. Dick Gregory said that before in his comedy, he was making $250 a week. So for 7 days of work, $250. But once he was deemed accessible by the white man, by being on the what? The late night show, they then put a value in his conversation, which took him to $5,000 a week. Think about it, you guys. Son of Man, I'm going to go to the line. They're calling back, so let me make sure I get these folks in. Thanks so much for
All
your
right.
patience. Great morning to you, sir. Are you there?
Yes, good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for your patience.
Uh, as I'm listening and not only understanding, actually, I agree. And what I want to say going forward is that what has changed, okay, right now, it really does not matter how much money you amass, okay, because that's not what the America has done. America has made market economies. Now, when I say that, money, you can have a lot of gold or whatnot, but you can't eat gold. So a market is what black people did when you had Black Bottom. Oh yes, Black Bottom. Or you had what was the place out in Oklahoma, I guess, where
Tulsa.
they had a community that worked together and the money stayed there. And we talk about it, but but you got to get rid of this mindset of instant gratification.
Okay.
Do you understand what I'm saying when I say instant gratification? You come here and what you see on the television, other stations, the cables, and this is instant.
Okay.
You can just do this right now. No, it really takes a lot of work. I don't have. I mean, if I had all the answers, whatever. But there is another mindset. One of the things that America does to your mind is that when you get money or get them amass the money, you got to be the only one. It just. I'm looking at it in my own family. Says, no, you don't deserve that. You can't mentally, even in your own family, go back and say whatever. Teach them. I'm just looking at it, whatever. All those things that you said we could have done, we should have done.
Sure.
Actually, I won't say I don't use the word I, but I was involved in buying the stocks, doing all the other stuff.
Sure.
But when I got married in my family, they had no clue. They said, "Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that?" Okay. And then the reality came to me was that when you have children, your focus changes. Okay. You got to make sure that child gets educated with something. I don't know what.
Okay.
That he or she can survive in this world. Okay.
Okay.
Then they're fed. They have a place to stay.
Okay.
But they're not going to get run off from, which is easy. It's worse now because you got a city in Detroit where half the people are renters and half the people are home ownership.
Okay. You know what? Stay there. Let me ask you something. And you made a comment earlier, and I want to chime in on that because and thank you so much for calling because you share the truths of your life and your family, and you have a transparency. So we appreciate that. But I want to ask you. You made the statement that it's hard for us. I don't think it's hard for us. I think that we have all of the resources. We are the mass consumers of these United States of America. We just don't work together and we don't channel our resources. Period. It's not as hard. It's not hard. And I believe that's part of that mindset. It's part of that propaganda. It's part of the conversation that they want us to believe that it's so hard. It's not hard. We have the money. We have the means. We do anything else that we and everything else that we want to do. Remember, that was the whole point of why people in Detroit had such a problem with Bill Cosby. Because remember, he came here and he said, you all should stop spending your money on these Jordans for these babies and focus on the education. Do you remember that? And then everyone tried to say that he was this elitist and he was this and he was that. But we chose to take that $200 and some to buy the money for the kids to put the sneakers on their feet instead of focusing on their education. I mean, the truth is we can do what we want to do. It's the mindset that we have. To the point about real estate, and then I want Son of Man to come in. To the point about real estate, we should have been owned our homes 4 and 5 and 6 times over. But when we have the mindset that, oh, you can't own, because Big Mama and them said you can't own, they said you can't buy, you can buy anything that you want. It's the same folks who can't own a home, but you can go buy a Cadillac. It's the same folks now today, if you riding down the street, you got an Escalade sitting in the driveway, and the Escalade is 4 times more expensive than the house that it's parked next to. We can do that. It's what we prioritize. And if we don't understand it, we think that it's not good. I told you all when I had the entry into real estate, I had so many people in my family tell me what I couldn't do. And my position was, well, do you own your home? Because if you still have a mortgage on your home and I can buy a property right out free, clear, with no mortgage, don't come talking to me. It's really that simple. You can't tell me about something you've never done. It's really that simple. But we want to believe what we think we can. But if I can, let me ask Son of Man to chime on in, since I've asked him to extend the time with us this morning.
Well, the point is that we put everything that white people put first. That's what we put first. And that's our problem. White people have always put wealth as the most important thing. Mm-hmm. And that's what we, because we by them. And over in the book of Matthew, the 6th chapter, and the 3rd verse, Jesus summed it up. He said, seek ye first the kingdom of God, meaning the knowledge and understanding that is of God. I'm not talking about seek the alphabet. That's not, yes, you get that first, but until you get the knowledge of understanding how to use the alphabet the proper way, then you're never going to be able to read English.
Right.
Likewise, until you learn the wisdom that's locked up in the Holy Scriptures, you're going to always be a slave of the devil. Yeah. Because the devil is inside of you. You got to cast the devil out. Right. And the only thing powerful enough to cast out the mind that white people put in us is the Word of God. Yes. And it's true understanding. Not what these stump-knocking, lying imams and preachers and all these people out here have been teaching. Right. But the true understanding of the Word of God will cast out the slave master and the slave mind that's in us and will change us into a self-independent, productive people.
Absolutely.
And living proof of it is standing here.
Yes.
I'm talking to you with a free mind.
Yes.
And I know when I'm saying something that's from white people, I know where it's from.
Right.
And when I'm doing something that's characteristic of white people, I know that that's not me.
Right.
But most of us, you tell the average one, hey, bro, you need to change that. Yeah, man, I've been this way all my life.
Right.
And that's your problem.
Right. Son of Man, if I can, thank you so much for extending the time, everyone. I need you all. I'm extending the invitation, as I know Son of Man will, to continue with the conversation with him later on. We're going to put his contact information up because my guest is in the studio, so we're going to transfer over into a different conversation. But Son of Man, it's always a pleasure. And caller, thank you so much always for the conversation. I hope that you all will take heed to the conversation that we have started today about legacy, and that Son of Man will continue it tonight if he so chooses on his show.
Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely. Everyone, don't go anywhere. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to put up the information and make sure you call in tonight and continue to watch and listen to the Son of Man from the New Nation of Islam. We want to make sure that we understand our call and purpose and to be able to walk in line with what God has for us. So don't go anywhere. We're going to keep talking about it. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
33BY, Detroit. The views and opinions expressed on the following show are not necessarily the views and opinions of W33BY, its affiliates, management, or sponsors.
We are a part of a public-private partnership to place more than 40 kiosks throughout Wayne County to allow you to pay your essential bills and delinquent taxes in one safe, convenient location.
DTE Energy introduced this kiosk program to allow Metro Detroiters greater freedom to pay your energy and other bills when and how you desire by cash, personal check, or credit card.
At the Detroit Water Department, we are pleased to join our friends so you can now pay your water bill on the DivDat Kiosk Network.
The kiosks are located in our respective downtown offices as well as Rite Aid stores and community centers across the county.
As the president of the DivDat Kiosk Network, our mission is to stamp out convenience fees and help you.
Make sure to take advantage of the no-fee kiosks to stay current on your tax, energy, and water bills. Stop by today to learn more about how to enter into a payment plan in the newly extended interest rate reduction program.
Please visit us at DTE Energy,
the Wayne County Treasurer's Office,
or DWSD. We're here to help.
Cheryl Underwood got her own show, now you get yours. Have a business or talent you want to showcase? Have your own show simulcast on WHPR TV and radio, and on Comcast Cable and all of your favorite apps and devices.
I really want y'all to really do dance shows, cooking shows, do-it-yourself shows, everything that we're producing on the Pratt Production. I'm going to bring it here.
Packages start at just $99. Download the WHPR TV app and catch the Cheryl Underwood show wherever you are.
Dual enrollment is an opportunity for high school students to be dually enrolled in both high school and college.
He came home, he talked about the class. I also felt like I was going to college with him.
Dual enrollment is an opportunity for students to jumpstart their education.
He's definitely ready and wants to start college.
It saves the students both time and money.
My advice would be enroll them immediately.
It helped me. WCCCD, where learning leads to a better life.
Penny Love and friends are throwing a back-to-school backyard party. Be there Saturday, August 26th in the Virgin Island Plaza, located at 150 Victor Street, Highland Park, Michigan, 48203. Pick up school supplies, get health tips, come shop till you drop with vendor. Join us Saturday, August 26th, 12 to 5 p.m. with live performances and fitness tasters. Come get ready for the school year with love.
WHPR, Radio and Television. I'm Al D, your host, every Saturday at 7 p.m. Tell your friends, because we be dropping the oldies but good. I'll be looking for you. HPR 88.1 FM on your dial.
Welcome back, welcome back. So happy that you didn't turn that dial. You know, this is the only place you can have the real conversation. You're still tuned in to Coffee and Conversation with Collette. It is a Freestyle Friday, so you know we always are so fortunate to have the Son of Man and the New Nation of Islam on from 7 to 8, you know, a little while further if we can keep them, because the conversation is relevant. And we want you to what? We want you to stay educated, enlightened, and empowered. That's what it's about. We can always agree to disagree, but I promise when you walk away from our time together, you'll think about it. So we were talking about legacy. Do we think about the importance of legacy? Do we realize what the truth of legacy is after the fact? Because I believe that when we go through things, we're really not assessing it for what we are. We just wait until after the fact and then say, oh, that's why we don't have a call of action to do different, to change the conversation. So, Son of Man, I believe, is going to continue it in his own way tonight. So I want to make sure that you all can tune in. You all? It's a part of that conversation. He welcomes you. I welcome you. You all can see right here on the screen. You can continue to hear the Son of Man tonight at 9 p.m. on WHPR and TV 33. You can also listen on the line at 712 area code 770-4160. And that is access code 869571#. So I look forward to the conversation tonight. I want to know what you think about it. So, he drops in every now and then. He's in the building. I got 6'4". Great Friday to you.
Great Friday to you and your guests.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Awesome guests. You got an awesome guest coming on today.
Yeah. You talk about in addition to you? In addition to you.
Yeah, don't make me feel like I'm worth something.
Well, no. And let me just say, and callers, I see all of you because, in our freestyle time, we can kind of talk about anything, right?
Right.
But the importance of the conversation, I'm going to do a little sneak into this. This young lady is doing a pageantry for women that are 50 and older. Wow. And let me just say this. I happen to be watching, social media and your people. And it was a young lady, and she had this whole commentary about 45 and being older and comparing herself to 25-year-olds. And she said, well, ladies, we're getting wrinkles and our bodies aren't what they are, but you should still feel okay about yourself. Right. And I have a problem with that. First of all, I'm 45. I am not comparing myself to a 25-year-old. We shouldn't even be in that conversation. Like, I don't even know where that came up. I just said, well, was there some man that she was trying to like and he liked a younger lady? And so now you want to compare yourself to that? Because that shouldn't even be the mindset. So you just think about that. You all stick a pin in that. Because that's why I was so excited when I had the opportunity to speak on the Miss Black Fit and Fine. How's that? Because it's a different mindset that we have to have, and I think that we're missing it. But we're going to get to that. But I just had to say that because I'm like, well,
that's a good point, because when you compare yourself to somebody, you making yourself equal with them, or you think that they're better than you. The fact that you stepping out of your own comfort zone to even see, it's like we said the last time I was here. Black women are the epitome of beauty.
I believe we are. Yes.
You at 80. You look good.
Yes, we do.
You at 80, you would look a day over 50.
Yes.
At 30, you would look a day over 20.
Yes.
But some people in other cultures, when they get 25, they look 45.
Absolutely.
So there's no need for the black woman to ever compare herself to herself.
Well,
because every sister is just a manifestation of a woman to be.
Absolutely.
So you see the young ladies, like my wife, I could say, well, babe, you look better than the average 20-year-old today.
Right.
But, I'm quite sure she thinks that in her head.
Right.
You better think you look good.
Absolutely. And I'm not going to compare myself to a 20-year-old. I'm 45 and very proud of it. And so... but we'll get there because I don't want us to. I want to stick that pin in because I want to make sure.
I like about what you said the last segment when the brother was talking about when you was like, we could do anything we want to do. Let's chime in on that for a hot second.
Sure.
We could do anything we want to do.
Yes.
Why we ain't doing it? See, that's my biggest problem. You don't need no permission. That's why Scheherazade Ali said in the book, "Are you still a slave?" It's a litmus test to see, without the confines of someone over you, without you being told. See, it's bigger than that. It's without you being told to do something.
Sure.
Can you go do it?
Right.
Where's the creativity and the ingenuity within you? I was at a job some years ago, and I challenged the brothers. I said, let me see y'all make $100 a month. Okay. Without a job, without selling drugs, without knocking nobody over, without carjacking nobody.
Sure.
With your own creativity and know-how, get out there, and I'm going to give you a month to knock down just $100.
Okay, $100.
That's it.
Yeah.
Now, if you can't knock down $100 a month on your own, without anybody calling you to come into jobs, just something you created, then the job is where you need to be.
Yeah.
You need that covering. But for those of us who figured it out, that I don't have a master, I am the master. I'm the master of my own destination. Black women, you're the masters of your own destinations. Black men, we're the masters of our own destination. And all roads lead to the same place of unity, and we've mastered that.
Yeah. And you know, I say right there, because I want us to, and callers, we're going to get you because we see all the lines are lit. But let me just make this point. I tell everyone, I think my mother was an educator in the Detroit public school system. She'll tell you, great morning, mother, for 32.5 years or 35.2 years or whatever that looks like. But I appreciate everyone who had that commitment to employment. I can't imagine working someplace for 30 years. I just can't, because I can't. Maybe, and I know that is not. I was brought up as an entrepreneur, so I understand where that looks like. But I just want to challenge us that wherever you are, it still has to be more. Because the job that you have, if you don't put those monies away, if you don't invest those funds in some other kind of way, it will not be enough. With the cost of living going up, you've seen so many people now who are seniors of age, but you know the new senior age is 55 and up now. So if you're a senior in age, you're still out here working. People are still working because it's not enough. You have to do more. It's more than just a job. I'm just telling you right now, it's more than a job. But let's go to the lines. I don't want to. I don't want to miss everybody. Thanks for your patience. Good morning to you.
Yes. Good morning.
Good morning.
I heard you call my name, but I didn't want to talk about religion. I wanted to talk to you about we.
Yes,
and
we.
The reason I wanted to talk to you about we, I heard you say something this morning before, but all written history, I'll say this real brief.
Sure.
All written history on all continents, there was never a we. Since written history, there on all continents was slavery on all continents. So you had a slave and a slave master.
Yes.
You hear me?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, we're here, Brother Tyrone. Yes, can you hear us?
Okay, now the last thing I'm going to say is this. You asked about Cosby Show and why ain't you got those families no more. You know, I hear people talking, but they don't back their talking points up with facts.
Okay.
Here's a fact, and I lived this too.
Okay.
Home ownership in Detroit in 1990 was 298,624 homeowners. That was 50.9% of houses in Detroit. Renters, you had 199,129, and that was 48,000. That was 40%. But just to bring it on down to 215, and this happened progressively as the factories and stuff left the city. Then the houses, the ownership now in 215 was 126,350. Renters 129,390. So we was homeowners, more homeowners in Detroit than anywhere in the country. You didn't know that because you wasn't here. And let me finalize it here. Female household. You had in 1970 7.8% female households in Detroit because people was working.
Okay.
Then in 1980, you had 16.8%. Then you went on down to 215. You had 28.7%. When the jobs dried up, home ownership dried up, and single mothers happened. I used to be on the streets when I was in between my jobs.
Brother Tyrone, let me say this much. And Brother Tyrone, and again, I tell you, you are a steward of the numbers. I appreciate that. But that doesn't mean that to this day we
still
ain't
talking about nothing. That's what I hear on 33. No facts.
Well, look, let me just say this. You can have a fact, but what do you do with the quote on facts that you have? Hold on. This is my show. Hold on. What I tell you about that. You can have statistics, but I'm not going to allow you to take your statistics and change my narrative. So everything that you've given with the statistics has shown a decrease in ownership, but it's still ownership, Brother Tyrone. It seems like every time you call in with something, it's to support what we can't do. You are very great at showing we had this, but nowadays, because it ain't no jobs, because it ain't no this. Man, stop, Brother Tyrone.
Yes, and keep in mind, what everybody needs to understand is we have more. See, I don't want to hear what we used to have.
That's the whole point.
Because we have more. The people before us with less resources had way more home ownership among slaves was higher than free people today. It's not our fault that people who own property at that time didn't know how to manipulate their property. They didn't know what we know today. That's what the new generation is about. That's like you said, you supposed to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Each one of us who come out of our community, we use everything that we have as a tool of our liberation. For our fathers and mothers, it was working in the plants.
Right.
If you listen and you looked at them and they taught you good, you said to yourself, I don't want to be a plant worker, I want a business.
I would do something else.
Exactly.
So I mean, that's the whole point. So I get it. I understand the statistical component, but you're never going to get me to buy into what they constantly don't give us. I'm never going to do that. I don't even have that mindset. I am always can do. I'm always there's a way. I'm always this is what it is, but how do you do something more? I'm not going to sit and just let me tell you, you're going to tell me that something can't get done. It doesn't work that way. I don't have that mindset. So whereas I appreciate everything that you say and anyone who calls in and you want to give statistics on supporting your position, that's great. But it's not going to be my position. And at the end of the day, I'm not going to leave us there. Because for me, that allows us to have this we can't do attitude. And that's not the people that we are. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go to the break. I'm going to bring in our guests. You know, it's a lot of stuff happening. I see all the calls, the lines are lit, so we're going to get you in. Because we're going to, you know what, let me get you, just stay right there because I want to make sure we stay on our time. So everyone, this is what you do. Don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back. Then we're going to go straight to 6-4. Then we're going to bring our lovely guest on. And then we're going to continue with you. So don't touch that dial. We'll be right back.
You're watching W33BY, Detroit, Highland Park, Michigan. The views and opinions expressed on the following show are not necessarily the views and opinions of W33BY, its affiliates, management, or sponsors.
The National Guard has a highly trained group of individuals in the military. Their ability has a very direct application in outside industry. Wayne County Community College offering programs such as cybersecurity puts them into a career where there's going to be a tremendous demand. Protecting Fortune 500 companies that are located in Michigan, we feel there's great opportunity in maximizing that partnership.
If you want to make sure you stay in good conversation, you gotta tune in to Coffee and Conversation with Collette. That's me, Thursday mornings from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. on the only station, WHPR TV 33. See you soon.
WHPR TV is now on demand. Catch us when you want, how you want, where you want. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Watch your favorite TV shows on demand. And be sure to download the WHPR app. We're now on demand at your demand. WHPR TV Detroit on demand.com. A Watkins Broadcasting Company.
Ask the Messengers, the program that deals with substance abuse, real people telling real stories. Hosted by Pastor Lester Lewis, co-host Charlize Wilkerson and Leroy Carey. Produced by David Humphreys. Where there is addiction, there is a chance for recovery. We're trying to help save lives on Ask the Messengers.
Thursdays at 9 p.m.
Thanks so much for staying tuned. You know, you have to stay in good company. We know that you could go anywhere and you stick right here with us on TV 33 or Comcast 90 or Roku Live. So thank you so much. We don't take that for granted. So right before the break, we have lively conversation. And I want you to know, as we say, this is family. So you can have those conversations with family, and everyone knows that it's out of love, and it's out of our desire to be better. We want everyone to be better, do better. Okay? Let me just add that disclaimer. I didn't think that I needed to, but I'm going to. So right before the break, we were talking 6-4. You had a conversation point that you wanted to make, but I also wanted to introduce Miss Hood to the conversation. Mrs. Hood is the founder, Mrs. Hood. And let me just say, and Rolani's Boutique is going to be the presenting partner as well of the inaugural Miss Black Fit and Fine beauty pageant for women 50 and over. So I want you to marinate on that a little bit, because we're going to come back to a conversation that we were having on the set of the conversation, because it's really important. But yeah, because we need to know that we're beautiful, no matter what age we are. But I don't want to take away from your points. Okay, please, 6-4, before we bring Miss Hood in.
I'm going to hear the sister. Y'all hear about the beautiful women.
Right. Well, did you finish your point? Okay.
I remember when you were saying how when you were waterproofing your basement at one of your tenants' house. And she, well, you do this and you do that. And instead of her thinking that could be me owning, you know, you cannot, Tyrone and other people, period. We cannot throw this disdain, contempt for our people out there and then expect us to do great things. If you think we down, then you stay down.
Yeah.
But for those who want to go up and know better, see, there's a side of life that we all seen growing up, and we all didn't like that, which is why we tried to change it when we got older. If you didn't like the crime when you was growing up, you became a policeman,
right?
A judge,
right?
If you didn't like paying rent, you became a homeowner,
right?
The God in you, see, that's why what's in you is so important. And if what's in you, if like Dr. Clark say, if you look in the mirror and ain't nothing friendly standing back, ain't nothing liberational staring back, then you ain't got no friends and you ain't got no liberation.
That's you. It's you. It's all on you.
If you where you at because you, I'm not gonna say you want to be there. It's because you might not know you can get out of there.
That's it.
Do you know how many of our people don't understand? Like when we was breaking that down about real estate the other week, they was calling in like, I didn't know that. You know how you got to get off of the downside of things.
Yes.
If you paying rent, that's the low part of real estate.
Right.
There's an upper part of real estate.
Right.
If you in music, there's something bigger than being a rapper and a singer. There's a composer. There's a publisher. There's a distributor. There's a marketer. It's up to you where you want to go with this thing. When you go to school, there's the first grade, then there's the second. You want to go to the second, you got to finish the first.
Right. That's
just
progression.
Sense.
Right, that's it.
So what I tell my people is this: our biggest mistake is that we have failed in using that common sense that we know within. We think what's in us ain't working. That's why we take everything from out and try to do it. We do everything out there. We don't do nothing that God puts in here. That's why he said, greater is you, he in you. Greater is the thought process behind Collette Hour. Because the greater is Ms. Woods because she has the ideas that can come out of her mind and put you to work to celebrate the beauty of black women. Stop living like somebody is over you.
Yeah. Well, look, it goes, as a man thinketh, so is he. So when we sit and talk about beauty, Mrs. Hood, how did you birth the Miss Black Fit and Fine pageant? Specifically, let me just say, specifically for women 50 and older.
Okay. Well, to answer that question,
okay.
I have a boutique,
okay.
as we discussed earlier, which I've had we celebrated 20 years this year.
Congratulations. Yay. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes. And over those 20 years, Collette, I've had the pleasure of watching many of my clients age. Because some of them have actually been with me 20, 15, 10 years.
That's right.
I've actually had the opportunity to watch them age and been just in awe with some of them and how beautiful they are and how well they've aged. And I always ask them, what is your secret?
Right.
And I thought, you know what, wouldn't it be a great thing to create a platform where we could showcase these women and encourage other women to take better care of themselves in the aging process and to continue to love yourself and live life and not give up just because you're over 50.
Yes.
And that's where the beauty pageant idea came from.
So question, how have we been receiving this pageant?
Oh my God, the response has just really been phenomenal.
Nice.
Everybody that I talk to, they're amazed that there's something out there like this because there really isn't anything else out there like that. People forget about us over 50.
Yes.
Because I'm proud to say I'm 56 years old.
Amen.
Hey,
well, I know that's right, Lord. If you just let me.
You know, I'm not ashamed to tell my age because I feel age is a blessing.
It is.
And I feel like I'm aging gracefully.
You are. You are. We need to run right now. You know, right. Just a little.
And there are so many other women like myself who are just holding it down. We're working out more. We're eating better, and we're just loving ourselves.
Yes.
More. And I want to showcase that and encourage women to do the same.
Absolutely. And so, because you bring a couple of different dynamics that I think are so unique. So, in the boutique industry, in clothing, with the images now that is so scantily clad, that everyone wants to be naked, that the body that you have should be a 0 to a 2 or a 4.
Right.
What does that look like now?
You know, I encourage women, you know, modesty is always best.
Okay.
And you don't need to show everything you have. There's a time and place for everything.
Nice.
Okay,
Nice.
and it's not on the street.
Nice.
And you don't need to show everything.
You mean it's not walking down the street?
No,
you sure?
No.
Or at the grocery store?
No.
Right. You don't have to.
That's
Okay.
not the place.
That's not,
Have all
okay.
of
I
this
just
out.
wanted to.
We're gonna wear
Okay.
pajamas to the grocery
No.
store.
Yeah, you don't want to do that?
Okay.
I just,
No pajamas at the
That's
grocery
not
store no
cute.
more.
Well, we're just asking. Okay.
So my store, you know, I have conservative clothing.
Yes.
You know, I sell things that are appropriate for my age demographic because the primary customer that I have is 35 and older.
Okay.
And they're sophisticated women. You know, I encourage them to be classy, not trashy. And so that's what we sell. I don't do all that other stuff.
Right.
That's not who I'm trying to appeal to.
And I think it's so interesting because it's media and we get that. You said it. It seems like if you're over 25, you're old.
Yeah.
They just look.
You
if
over
you
3.
right.
No, but that's how I tell my son that. I was like, no, you old. I said, you was born 19 years ago.
Right.
You old.
Right.
You ain't new.
That's right. But the perceptions of beauty, and I award you and congratulate you for stepping out to be able to say, you know what, we're going to create something for this perceived forgotten group of people, and then change the mindset about what's beautiful.
Absolutely.
Because a lot of us, I mean, I tell my mother all the time, my mother, bless her, and I'm not trying to tell you age, she's 74. If she walked right in here right now, doesn't look it at all. And I say, you have to feel that.
Absolutely.
You have to embrace that. And no matter what you see on that screen, who cares?
Who cares?
They're not the narrative for you.
They are not.
If your hair is graying, that's grace. It doesn't have to be down to you. It doesn't have to be blind unless that's what you want. It doesn't have to. But you got to be conscious of what you put in your mind and what they show you is beautiful. So what are you hoping to come out of the pageant?
Well, I'm really hoping to send a message of good health awareness.
Okay.
You know, because I'm trying to encourage people to take better care of themselves.
Yes.
You know, eat right, do a little exercise. You don't have to exercise every single day.
Right.
But you need to exercise.
Right.
You know, you need to stop eating everything that's put in front of you.
Wait, you really?
Well,
Because
no.
let me just say, because
And-
you know our problem. Now here, and I'm telling you, from Detroit, your hair. No one wants to sweat out your hair. I'm telling you, you see pictures of me with my hair is natural and wild. And a brother told me, well, you would get a date if you straightened your hair.
Well,
I was like, well, really? I said, so what if I just want to work out? What if I don't want to be held hostage to what that looks like because I want to be healthy
hostage by your hair.
No, people want you to. You know it.
Yep.
You know it all day long, and they'll sit and tell. And I'm like, but so guess what? Health trumps being hostage.
It has
Oh
to.
yeah, and you
It
know a lot
has
of
to.
times that beauty too, you can't let people tell you what you not. You see, that's the whole thing. In the moment you believe that, you're done.
Right.
You know, they used to tell us when we was kids, you know, we ain't nobody gonna want y'all, cause y'all thugs in the hood.
Man, bye.
Man, are you crazy?
What is
I'm
that?
tall, I'm yellow. That's what I used to say. My mama told me I'm good. All I gotta do is
I'm
shut
good
up.
looking. My mama
All I gotta do is be quiet and I can pull it off.
Right,
But you know,
right.
Dr. Ivan Van Sertima has a book or a video called The Antiquity of Black Women.
Okay.
And he talks about how black women's beauty is so timeless. How kings from other countries, the dry countries, would just go to Africa to get a statue built of the women because they knew that it's that melanin, you know, y'all got it going on.
I mean, I'm not trying to be funny, and
but
not
that's
that
the
this,
truth.
and not that this is the example that we use, but what did slavery teach us? Who chose the women? How did that look? I mean, no matter what. And I'm trying to tell you, we didn't have a boutique.
Right.
We weren't, we didn't have the makeup. We were in the we were in the bare essence
fresh off the boat.
Yeah.
Literally.
Still beautiful.
Thank you. And still beautiful.
In the
The
natural.
standard
That's why I
of
can't
beauty.
believe them white guys was trying to get with the black dudes. Ain't no way. You telling me them girls.
Well,
got off
that's
that
a
boat,
whole nother
and you seen
conversation.
them
That's a
girls
whole
and
nother
didn't look at them
conversation.
guys.
Hey.
You must be some kind of special devil.
Hey,
if you seen her next to me and said give you 6'4", you gotta be so special.
Well, yeah, because guess what? If he took you, then he could control you so he can get to her.
There you go.
So I'm gonna move you over to the plantation down the street. Well, let's go to the lines, okay? Because we know that everyone's excited about this conversation. We know that you want to get into it. I know. Let me just give the date. It's a beautiful presentation. We are going to be Saturday, September the 16th. You all at 5 p.m. It's going to be at University High School Academy Auditorium, and that's formerly Southfield Lathrop High School. That's at 19301 West 12 Mile Road in Lathrop Village. And you know what? You can go for more information to www. I'm going to spell it out because a lot of times we miss things. MSBLACKFITANDFINE pageant.com. Okay, everyone? That's Miss Black Fit and Pageant.com. That could be a tongue twister if you're trying to say it really fast. That's what it is. So let's go to the line, and everyone, there is a cost. Tickets in advance are $25. It's slightly higher at the door, but you want to get them in advance, okay? And then you got live music by the incredible Please. Nice, we're looking for that. Okay, I'm excited about this. And let me just let you all know, for what's most important as well, that a portion of the proceeds will be donated to the Angel House for battered women. That's important.
Yes, it is.
That's very important. We always have to have a charitable component.
Absolutely.
I mean, beauty, we know, starts from within, but there are a lot of components that you need to address to make you feel beautiful.
Absolutely.
So if you look beautiful, you feel beautiful.
I'm getting church today.
That's what we try to do on Coffee and Conversation. Let's go to the line. Let's see. Thanks so much for your patience. Great morning to you.
Good morning, Collette.
Good morning.
Famous.
Hey.
And good morning to your guests.
Everyone, good morning.
Hey, what's up, Deputy Chief?
Hey, 6'4". Hey, look, I'd like to just give you all a couple pointers on what's contributing to our demise in Detroit as a community and why Detroit, black people in Detroit cannot come together in the 21st century, if I can.
Sure.
Okay, we're processing ignorance. It's the condition of black people. Black people have been scared of white people a long time. Okay. Black people in Detroit think they must make white people successful. You got Negroes allowing white people to use them. You got compromised leadership, a double agent issue, lack of integrity, honor, pride, and respect, the trust factor, the lack of critical thinking, the lack of strategic planning, lack of succession planning. You do not read or thoroughly research information, data. You kill the messenger attitude. You focus on who rather than the what. Most blacks in Detroit speak from emotion and opinion-driven rhetoric, not from fact and documentation. Failure to organize. Older community activists / grassroots are stuck in time. Again, older community activists, grassroots don't know how to fight, who to fight, what to fight, why fight, when to fight, and where to fight. Community activists, grassroots leadership cannot relinquish so-called perceived power. In that same group, community activists, grassroots leadership are unwilling to pass the torch to leadership. Now that's all of the above that contribute to the demise of our community in Detroit.
I agree.
I
agree with all of that.
This is insane. And you have people coming on this TV show, and I'm not saying you, Collette, or you, 6'4", but I've heard people say that Tyrone isn't clear. No, Tyrone is clear, as we all know, with his facts and data.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that the people he's trying to give the information to, a lot of them are not on his level. Therefore, they can't comprehend what he's saying. But people with common sense, and we know all sense ain't common, we get what Tyrone is saying. And I would like to say for the people, the viewing audience, go to Metro Times and look at the article about Detroit turnaround opportunity remains out of reach for many. And that focused on the 139 square mile report that was produced by the Detroit Future City.
Okay.
And it supports exactly what Tyrone's been saying for since 2010 that I met Tyrone.
Okay.
Okay.
So, Deputy Chief, sit right there. And
yes.
whereas I agree with what you have said, but you know me. Then what? So at some point, it's like Cat Williams and his video, I'm trying this, trying this, trying this. If we know, and we're very clear about what all the obstacles are, why do we keep trying to mold that into a mansion? If you know that you're just dealing with clay, why do you think that that's all of a sudden going to turn into a wall? That's not how it works. So why do we keep having that conversation? Because it's safe? My thing is, I get it. I get the statistics. I understand how we act like we don't know how Rome was built. We understand what America is. And so then what? So then what? We keep looking for the same people to save us. And they consistently have shown us that they are not going to save us. So at what point do we change the narrative? So guess what? If downtown isn't what you want downtown to be, you didn't go downtown in the first place. So pick someplace else to go.
Collette.
Yes.
The answer to that question is the time is right now. It's time for radical change. Okay? Now, the only way we're going to change anything in Detroit is we have to change the leadership in Detroit. Like you said, why continue putting the same people in year after year after year? Why can't we run the 6-4s? Why can't we run the Miss Hoods? Why can't we run the Colettes?
Well, you know what? Well, and stay there, Deputy Chiefs, and maybe that's a conversation. Because I don't think either one of these individuals, Mrs. Hood or 6-4, has looked to that establishment to make you. To determine that you were going to start your business, that you were going to determine. And Deputy Chief, and I'm not saying that that's what you're saying, but see, a lot of times we think that the change will come if we're part of that process. We all know that politics is politics. Who you are, I believe that most people who start off wanting to serve are community activists. I believe that. A community activist is very different than a politician. And people don't know the difference. And so once you're indoctrinated into politics, you become a politician. It's the business of politics. And so then that's why we wonder why the results are always what they are, because they become politicians. It's a different dynamic.
Yes.
I understand what you're saying.
You know what, Deputy Chief? H. Rap Brown said in the interview that even if we had a black president, it wouldn't make a difference because policy dictate to him. You see, when you're a politician, policy dictate to you what to do amid the wishes of your constituents.
Man, money, so let me just break it down to you. The lobbying money dictates what you will do.
There you go.
Period. That's why we're still looking at Detroit with the construction for the stadium. And you all just saw that this group now is still fined because they didn't have the actual workforce to work to build the stadium. And now they're saying that they weren't trained. We have the same conversation. They couldn't find the workforce. Is it the same conversation all the time? The issues with the demolition. And now Wayne County, they're talking about the county commissioners, they selected a group of people that were handpicked and it wasn't the right process. We keep having the same conversations with the same people to your point that they're electing in, and you think that it's going to be different. It's insanity. It's doing the same thing, expected different.
I was talking about
Thank you so much, Deputy Chief. We appreciate your call.
And I told Sean, I said, Sean, you didn't need the mayor to start Bon Appetit, did you? He said, no. I looked at Derek Muhammad. I said, you didn't need the mayor or the governor to start SOS Graphics. Nope. He said, no. And I said, well, that's where we are at.
Yeah.
We are the power.
Yes.
The reason why we keep having that conversation is because we give up the power and we don't exercise that power, one, amongst each other.
Yes.
We come together.
Yes.
And when we come together, then those who are in office will know what kind of body they working with.
Yeah.
See, right now, they know they work, in some cases, they might be working with a broken body.
Yeah.
You know, I'm working with people who ain't financially well-to-do. You know, you got some Caucasians who vote and they so in tune civically that they got money prepared that if it don't go through, we filing a lawsuit.
Because they know the business of politics.
Yeah.
We sit and go through name recognition, and we go through getting chicken and getting ice cream, and we think that you're going to work for the people when it ain't worked for the people. It hasn't worked for the people. And let me just give you all a shocker. Black or white leadership has not worked for the poor people.
Everybody.
So come on, y'all. Stop that. Because we keep talking about that. It's no different. But you guys, you know what? Our time is up. Isn't that amazing? I'm going to give you, please, a minute just to wrap up and let everyone, again, know about this great program that you have going on.
Okay. Well, it's the Miss Black Fit and Fine Beauty Pageant, September 16th.
Yes.
As you mentioned earlier, it is at University Academy in Southfield.
Yes.
And we're just inviting everybody to come out. It's for women 50 and over.
Yes.
We're supporting good health awareness, also raising money for the Angel House. They can get their tickets on eventbrite.com or they can come into my boutique.
Yes.
Rolani's Boutique at 10 Mile and Lasser. Give us a call at 248-827-4442 if you want more details. But we just encourage you to come out and just be a support because it's going to be an awesome, wonderful event.
Absolutely. And I'm going to post it on my Facebook and Instagram as well so you all can get information. And please, 6'4", your last thoughts.
I just want to say, last night I was downtown.
Okay.
And, you know, they keep saying every neighborhood has a future. When is the future going to get here? Because, you know, you got the DPD down there. Then you got Securitas. And you got 4 other private security companies downtown. So I don't have to tell you who to vote for. I want you to understand that if that kind of policing power was in our neighborhoods, crime would be down. But Mike Duggan, that is called benign neglect.
Okay, well, let me jump in. So I'm going to do the rap.
Put that security force in our neighborhood. Collette, they got
Guess
DPD,
what?
they got
And I get that, but
I just had to get my rant.
And I get it, but when has it been in our communities, everybody? I'm just saying, when has it been in our communities, y'all? And guess what? We need to champion our own communities. Stop it.
They had the security guy walking the white girl across the street.
Because that's what they do, and did you expect them not to do anything different? Because guess what? But the brothers ain't protecting the sisters in their own communities. So stop, y'all. Stop it. Guess what, everybody? Our time is up. It's been an amazing 2 hours with you. I encourage you all. Thanks for all the callers. We have missed you all. I'm going to get you all next week. Thank you so much for being a part of the conversation, for calling in, for making sure that your voices are heard, and just to think through the process. What's your legacy going to be? What is Detroit going to look like? What does it look like now? How do you play a part in it? Because it all fits on your purpose and your plan, everyone. It's all about what you decide. It's not everything that's happening around you. It's what you decide to do and you actively do it. So we appreciate the time that you've given us today. Please make sure you make the rest of the day amazing and the rest into the weekend, and be safe out there. For all of you all that are battling the storms and the like, just be safe. Be good to each other. We'll see you next week. Alrighty.